I got started. I played my first solo in church at the age of 8. My Aunt Marilyn, the pianist and a vocalist, encouraged me to, you know, take up music. I think I was the only nephew out of her nieces and nephews that did. From that moment on, I directed my first choir at the age of 12. I was on the youth musicians board at the church where I grew up, the Greater New God. And music has been my passion. Worship has been my passion since then. I always knew that there was a greater calling on my life. Just didn't know how to operate it and walk into it. But you know, through time and growth, you know, it all came to me, and here I am today, still venturing to go deeper in Christ, but doing what the Lord has called me to do. All odds up against, you know, still trusting that He's who He say He'll be, and you know, He hadn't failed me yet. I had to lean and depend on God even at a young age. I surrounded myself with other positive-minded youth, you know, believing that what my mom said, that this too shall pass, was true. And I used that. I used my mom as my greatest encouragement, my strength, even in ministry, because ministry can be challenging, but it's worth it. So, you know, now I vow to God to always just be an example that, you know, He can do exceedingly and abundantly. And I want to be the example that, you know, He'll use anybody and anything if you just allow Him.
I really admire you. I really do, as being a young person. You know, I always did tell you that, you know, you being a young person and have the faith that you have and the dedication that you have to do the things of God. It's just amazing. And I always said that you was going to be a role model for this generation, you know, because if they can see you, and that's what it's all about, about God getting the glory. If they can see you, what God have brought you through, and they say, oh, I remember Jerris when, you know, he didn't have nothing, breaking down on the side of the road, and now look at him, you know.
I want to always be a pure example that God can and He will. It's not easy, but it's so worth it, because at the end of the day, you're still living and expanding in the grace of God. And so where I'm at now, you know, I hadn't experienced much hurt as far as in the world. Most of my hurt did come through church and people that I considered to be so close to me in the church and there for me as I was there for them.
It's not fun when you're going through, but it makes you a better person. Because, you know, I can see the maturity in you. You know, what you, 32 now?
31.
31, you know, and I know some 66-year-old people still ain't got it.
He was up without a musician for about a month, and you know, we was all concerned. It was frustrating and everything, but when you showed up, we still didn't know what to expect. But then it was a blessing, you know, that you came here, and we was encouraged by the things that you had said and the things that you've done. So and everybody fell in line, and the ladies especially, they were so happy and joyful about it. And I was just glad that we was able to get a musician that knew something about music and played the right side of the keyboard. Because the right side wasn't getting played. So, you know, it was a blessing, and we've come a long ways since you were here, and we really appreciate that, and we hope that you continue to let your musical skills take you places where you want to go, because this is very important, and there's a gift of you that God gave you to do the things that you're doing for us and for other people also. And we really appreciate the things that you have done, and everybody loves you. So it's been a blessing for us. You've been a blessing for us.
Worship is my passion. I love seeing people, you know, entering into the presence of God. And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take 15 verses to, you know, some people got music so messed up because they think it takes so much. But all you need is truth, and that's the word. And I love, you know, taking people on the journey in worship.